All right. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. I got my regular guy, Joel here. Dylan is filling in for Lauren today. So morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, and oh, I thought Joel was frozen. But I sent you guys a video. Dion on his live stream yesterday kind of had a video talking about rentals being boring, right? I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at it, but
Mhm.
so Dylan, what's your thoughts on should rentals be boring or are they boring or what's your thoughts on it?
I think they should. Uh, the more exciting something gets, I feel like you increase the stress level. So if you go from a rental to let's just call it short term rental, or then you go to a flip, the level of difficulty increases. So if you're just trying to keep it simple, something that you don't have to mess with a lot, it makes sense for your long-term rental portfolio to be boring. In fact, you don't want the long-term rental portfolio to be exciting at all because that means there are problems and things going on that you have to take care of.
I just want to confirm, and I agree, Joe V, that Dylan is not as attractive as Lauren. But good morning to
Okay.
everyone tuning
Okay.
in. I
Hey,
see. But Joe, did you get a chance to take a look at it, or what is
I
your thoughts on it?
I didn't get a chance to look at it, and I guess I have a clarifying question. When we say boring, what does that mean specifically?
so in the
Like
context,
flashy, speed, fast? Yeah, go ahead.
it shouldn't be exciting. There shouldn't be a lot going on that you have to deal with all the time. When you're, for example, like one of the examples he gave was cryptocurrencies and stocks and stuff like that. You can check in every day. Oh, what's my net worth right now? Because you can watch it actively change, and that induces all kinds of anxiety, stress, whatever. It's something you can just sit there and mess with. Where a rental should be something that you've got your systems dialed in, you don't have to mess with it, and it's just boring because it works. It's not something you have to check in on all the time.
Yeah, I mean, w- when I go back to my own personal journey and kind of back to Mark's point about the 5 years that sucked, like my first rental was in 2013, and for 4 or 5 years, it was just like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. I'm already in this. I'll get the next one, the next one. You don't really see a lot of the returns quickly. I
Mhm.
didn't see the appreciation in value officially until I started doing some refinances in 2019, 2020, and say, oh, damn, this is working. Let's keep on going. Yeah, and then obviously 2021 rates went low, prices and values kept going up, and so that to me that was kind of like, okay, now this is more flashy, all this like speed and things happening quickly. I've seen so many people, get into it and have a lot of success in 2021, but that's just not how the markets have been historically. And so, yeah, I mean, the 5, 10 year grind is kind of how I equate it. Like, that's just how things typically should be. So that's, yeah, I agree with that.
So Joel's trying to do his radio voice, I guess. Joe V said your volume is a little low.
Oh, I think I'm a little congested. Sorry.
Uh, Emily is tuning in. Thanks, Emily. She'll be here Friday, but she is saying, so if anyone can, she doesn't know how to tag people in the chat. She neither do I. But she does say, not fair. He's very bonita. Talking about you, Dylan.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Or Joel. I don't know. One of you. But
Either
I think
one.
we're, yeah. But yeah, so Hyder does say my Bitcoin is boring. The price in dollars just doesn't do it for me. If Bitcoin goes up compared to gold, that's exciting. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think definitely that like you said, Dion makes you think all the time, right? And I think so Joe, even we haven't talked about it recently, but even your portfolio, right? Do you think exciting was that Florida that Destin the big so was that kind of going exciting for you? And like you say, right, that might have caused some
Yeah.
headache for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I got in early, kind of rode a little bit of a wave. So, yeah, that was exciting. But like the traditional multifamily quadplex, triplex stuff that I've been doing, I owned a commercial building that I bought in 2017, renovated it, and that was slow and boring. I mean, we occupied it um, to run our mortgage operation, and when we sold it, we made some money, but it was slow. It was very, very boring. Nothing flashy.
I do think there's a parallel that you can draw, kind of like following on to what Hyder was saying, that I think most investing should be boring if you're doing it right. If you're super involved in whatever's going on, you've either got way too much money involved in it, or yeah, no, I'd say that's generally the thing right there. You've got too much money involved in it, or you're too much leverage.
Well,
So go ahead.
I mean, I think in terms of philosophy, right? You got people that are out there actively day trading to generate active income, and for some people, maybe they're living off of that income. I don't know. So you're in the game to generate income, whereas I'm a big proponent of focus on the income. Whether you invest in Bitcoin or real estate or stocks or bonds, that doesn't really matter. If you spend all your time on the investment, that's a missed opportunity to spend more time on your income engine. Because I mean, we keep talking about on this channel dollar cost averaging, whether it be stocks or bonds or real estate, and the markets are going to do what they're going to do, and you just keep getting into the game over a period of time. And I'm a big proponent of, again, kind of back to the podcast, increase income, say 25%, have options to invest. If you can focus on the income part, the rest of the process figures itself out over time, whether it's 5, 10, 20 years, it doesn't really matter. Just dollar cost averaging is my philosophy.
Well,
You guys?
also, oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, if your goal is financial independence, the fastest way to get financially independent is not focusing on the real estate assets. Yes, you need to buy those, but the more money that you make when you're actually working, like you're saying, the faster you can invest it, the faster you don't have to do anything else.
So it sounds like Dylan is not streaming, according to Flavio. But here is his
I'm on my
channel.
phone today.
Oh, that's true. But here is his YouTube channel. He was also recently on Bigger Pockets Rookie, and for those of you that don't know, Lumberjack Landlord got his appearance on the regular Bigger Pockets today. So go check that out. Zuber was a little upset that they never even told him that he got interviewed. Sounds like, but his video did come out today, so go check that out. And also, here's Joel's YouTube channel. He is streaming right now, but if you want to also reach out to him about lending and rates, I know a lot of people in the school community have been reaching out to Joel recently. So it's been working out well, I think. Hold
Yeah.
on. There's his channel.
There's one thing that I remember hearing from Zuber talking about building wealth, and that anybody can do it if you put the work in and you have a long enough time frame. That it's for anybody. You don't have to be a really smart person or really good at anything. You use basic things. And I look back at one of the people that I've talked about on some of my platforms, and in terms of building wealth out of literally thin air. This person I met, this is probably not now, it's 10 years ago, but this person ended up buying 4 properties in about an 8-year span. And when the person came to me, they were making about $40,000 a year, no savings, a 550 credit score. We put a plan together, and it's like, okay, well, there's really nothing to cut in your budget. What are we going to do to be able to put money away, to be able to pay down your credit cards, boost your scores, and then be able to have money for a down payment to buy your first house? And he got a second job. He got a second job doing some kind of like smart soundware installation for homes and TVs and things like that, and was making an extra $1,000 a month. Then became $2,000 a month extra on the weekends, and then he just started stockpiling money, and then bought his first house, and then just rinse and repeat, continue to go down that path. It's like most people just don't put the work in long enough because you don't see the results, and so you quit.
If rentals are, probably looked at very boring, why do many investors still fail at them?
I think not knowing your numbers is a big problem that a lot of them have. So especially when you see the gurus online talking about, they'll look at the top line minus the mortgage. There you go. That's it. When there's a lot of other things involved, they'll underwrite their rents at whatever they see other rents at, even if they don't have the same quality product. If you have a low-end product or you're in a lower-end area, you can't underwrite to the neighborhood that's across the street that has rents that are $100, $200 per month higher. They try to always refinance their portfolios and pull out all of the money and continue to build bigger. The problem with that is you always leave yourself in a position where you have low cash flow. So any problems that come up become bigger problems. Those are just three off the top of my head. I'm sure I could go on all day about that though.
You want to add anything to that, Joel?
Yeah, I mean, I think people to add on to what Dylan said, right? I mean, and what we said before, I think it's not understanding what cranks the engine, right? I mean, you may get into your first deal and it may be low margins, but the goal is to be able to continue to stack and get into the next deal, have more money into the deal, right? I mean, I just put a post out yesterday about somebody who wanted to put 15% down on an investment property purchase in DC. But this person was experienced. They had a portfolio, they had the cash, and they wanted to be intentional about limiting their dollars in so that they could have extra funds to be able to renovate the property. But I do see a lot of people who want to get into their first deal with little money out of pocket, and that's just very very risky if you, unless you've got the income coming in. And I do see a lot of people who wanted to get into the game that just aren't making the type of income to give yourself any type of cushion. And I think that's the most important thing, is that even if you get into your first deal and it's maybe risky to a certain regard, you don't have all the reserves built up and it's tight, if you're continuing to work on your craft in a year or two or three and building your income streams and getting better at your job. And Dylan, I'm in sales. What's your daytime job? I forget.
I'm an agent right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so just my portfolio and selling houses.
But you know, in a commission job, the better you are at your job, the more work you get in, the more experience you are, the bigger the network you build, you can generate more income just in pure
Hmm.
time. I could put more time into the job and get an output back. Whereas a lot of people, if you're in a 9 to 5 job, there's only so much you can do to be able to generate more income. Like Mark, to take your example, at the firehouse, I mean, you can work overtime, but there's just going to be a limit of how much you're going to be able to generate in income in that profession, right?
I mean, there's a lot of overtime available. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that's
So,
the
but
thing.
that's a
You're
lever you can
trading it.
pull.
Yeah, but you're trading it. I mean, I know guys that spend 300 something days a year at the firehouse because they just take every shift possible. Like they basically have a carry bag of their toiletries and gear. So
Right.
and they just, yeah, they just leave an extra set in their vehicle wherever the overtime is. They take it and they're gone almost every day.
But your body, I mean, you can only do that for so long, or maybe you need breaks. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason why wanted to build a real estate portfolio, because like I'm grinding, 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 putting all the hours in. I wanted to have something else building on the side that I could have, growing.
Yeah, Emily adds in, follow through. You have to do the work. Hey, yep, kind of what Zuber says, right? Doing the work. But I think, like you kind of touched on, even like Joe, right? Even some people probably are better off maybe putting a little bit more money down on their first few deals, right? It may seem boring, right? But like you say, but everyone is trying to do the no money down, no money out of pocket, and getting these slim margins. And it seems exciting, but that's probably why they also aren't getting the success, or they're exiting quickly from real estate because they're like, oh, this is actually not working for me, right? So when people come and reach out to you kind of run through all those scenarios, right? Like as far as if you put more money down, how this help, right? So is that a question that always comes up also?
Yeah, yeah. What's the difference in payment between 15, 20, 20, all the different variations? Yeah, I mean, when you look at the numbers on paper, I mean, sometimes the the payment difference may not be a huge dollar amount, but still, the numbers are the numbers. But then, what do the numbers mean? I mean, we have to make sense of what the numbers mean as well, not just the actual numbers.
So I want to remind everyone today is Wednesday. So the biggest accountability group call in school goes on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. So that's Frank, Old Guy, REI's. And then they do a recap of it on Saturdays. Him and his wife Cynthia do a recap of the Wednesday accountability call and go over kind of what was discussed, what was talked about, and it's been getting a little spicy in the past few Saturdays with Frank and Cynthia. They've been kind of uh, taking jabs, and I don't know. Frank might be in the doghouse every Saturday night. I'm not sure, but definitely Frank does say yes. He likes boring. I think that's what he said. Where did he put it? I saw it somewhere.
What's
Um,
Flavio talking about?
so
Massages and showing legs.
Yeah, so sometimes Joe has guests on his channel and he streams, and I have no idea what they're talking about sometimes. And it was a very interesting one Joe had on with Lauren about a couple months ago. Yeah, Joe V saying firefighters don't actually do any work. Let's see. Yeah. So Lynn says yes. What up? Actually, no, yes, no. So that definitely there's I think they had on X someone posted some of the departments what some firefighters are making or even chiefs and with overtime and stuff some guys are making 200 something K a year as a firefighter, right? And they're working basically every day, right? um but for the new guys it doesn't help is I mean it helps, but that doesn't count towards their high three. I mean, typically, because they've removed overtime from your base. So, like for me, if I was to work overtime, it counts towards my high three salary for my pension. The new guys, that overtime doesn't count. So, they're kind of forced to try to get promoted faster and quicker. Hey, I see someone tuning in from LinkedIn. Mohammed Salim, thanks for tuning in.
LinkedIn, nice.
Yeah. Yes, Lynn says we love Cynthia. Frank's good too. Um, Costco jokes are coming right now. Oh, yeah, it's cold outside. As you can see, we're all layered a little differently. So we know Dylan got the jacket.
I got a
Joel's a
big
lot.
coat on.
Joel has his a long sleeve on, looks like, and I am in a dry fit shirt with my AC on right now in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Let's
rub it
see.
in.
Yeah. Troy Roberts says, so what makes sense to you guys to recycle your equity in a cash out refi to you guys to grow portfolio? 25 to
I love that.
35
I
or
love that
35
question.
to 50? Oh, well, we'll dig into it then, man.
Well, from an investor standpoint, I don't think we talk a lot about, at least from my experience, a lot about fix and flips on this channel. I think it's more just stabilizing rentals and holding them. But um, the idea of pulling cash out. If you're pulling cash out of a property, you're going to be increasing the debt, increasing the payment, and then if you're going to go take that money and then put it a new mortgage on a new rental, it's like, okay, well, how do the numbers stack up in terms of cash flow and risk and whatnot? But if you can pull cash out of a property and then acquire the next property in cash and straight cash, so let's say you pull out 100K. I mean, if you bought a property for 300K and put 100K down, I mean that's a 60 something percent LTV, which is strong. But if you go buy a property for 100K and straight cash, now it's pure cash flow, and maybe it doesn't always line up to where your portfolio is trending in terms of asset class and type. But I just like the idea of being able to buy a property in cash when you're trading out, because a lot of people I'm seeing, um, and this is somebody recently, they had a 3.25 rate on a $100,000 loan, and they wanted to pull out 200K, and they wanted to do a HELOC. Well, a HELOC on a rental is in the prime plus 4, prime plus 5, you're talking 12%. And so they gave up their 3.25 rate to pull out 200K, get into the sixes, and that was a lower weighted average rate than doing the HELOC and keeping the 3.25 rate. And what they did is they went out and bought a property in the 100,000 range. They're going to renovate it, and they're going to stabilize it and then restructure the financing on the back end, and then have the cash out. So I like the idea of being able to buy something in cash with it. I think that's just a safe play.
I think Dylan's Wi-Fi or internet got frozen in Chicago or wherever he's at right now. But uh,
Yeah, somebody called
oh,
me and it messed up my thing.
yeah. Well, you're not on this. We can hear you. Oh, there. I think you're coming on soon, but your
Let me
visual
see
is
here.
not on. Jovi is saying that yes, Jovi's gonna be in watching the Green Bay game this weekend. Bears gonna destroy them. But we'll talk about that on Monday. Hyder does say, Troy, stay safe due to 25% loan to value. There's a 50% crash coming any day. Hey, Josh Burdick is here. Yeah, I think definitely, like we always talk about, right? It definitely depends where you're at in your journey. Um, Taking out as much as you can makes a lot of sense. You just got to keep in mind you do not want to leverage yourself too much. However, you just got to realize that insurance taxes, kind of go up. So you don't want to create an alligator, right? That's kind of what Zuber talks about early on in his journey. He did a cash out refi, but he created an alligator to where it was a negative based on their rental income, right? Maybe his portfolio itself was still positive, but that particular property now was negative, and he doesn't recommend that. Others may have a different opinion. They're saying if the portfolio can sustain it, then fine. But Zuber's looking at it as each individual property, a standalone, right? So don't create an alligator. Um,
Well, I mean, to hear Troy talk about LTV, 25, 35, 50, I mean, that to me, that means somebody that has been in the game for a while, has seen some appreciation and paid down a principal and not taking a lot of risks, which is, very important.
okay, hold on. Emily sent me a message because she has a question. It's too long to put in the chat. So she has, wait, how much do you hate a galley kitchen? I just put an offer on a house. I may sell or keep as a rental after I renovate it. It would be significant work to move an old chimney and relocate a furnace to open the kitchen up. It's it's more a lot of time than money. Maybe 7,500 to relocate it all. Do you just make the galley kitchen pretty or do you open it? Hmm. Any thoughts on that, Joel? Or anyone in the chat?
I didn't catch all that. I'm sorry.
God dang it. Um,
I'm a visual person, Mark, not audio. I
well,
thought you were
well,
gonna put it the message up.
no, she said it's too long. That's why she direct
Uh,
messaged.
okay. I'm sorry.
See what I gotta deal with, people?
I know. I
Hold on.
know. I know. Prima donna's over here.
Ah, Jesus Christ. What? Okay, let me read it again. But Josh is saying I think galley kitchen is fine in a single bedroom, maybe two. What? Okay, hold on. Well, I read it again to myself. Joel, can you answer this then? Does a refinance cause a tax reassessment?
No, no, yeah, because they're
Dude,
gonna do an appraisal.
give me more
Appraisal.
time to read this question. Don't just say no. Don't.
Oh, I'm gonna explain it. I'm
Okay.
gonna, yeah, because you're gonna do an appraisal on the property, but that's just for the lender's purposes. It's not a public piece of data, so um, there's not going to be any tax consequence, and that's something that Jim and I, the grumpy contractor, talked about a little bit about too. When you're putting work into a property, building equity, and then pull cash out, that cash you pull out, it's not a tax event either in terms of income taxes.
Let's see. There's some question. Galley kitchens are normal in the Midwest. Just make it pretty. Emily says it's a house, not an apartment. It will be 3 bed, 2 bath with a 2 car detached garage. Uh, Josh is saying too many people and a galley kitchen gets crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I stay away from those personally.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean, but I guess my other thing I would say is, in your market, is that a common thing, right? Like how, so kind of what is the surrounding area or what is the other properties in that area, um, I guess offering in a sense, right? So that would be my biggest takeaway. Is it something unique? Is it something common? And then handle it, based on that type of situation. Hyder does say galley kitchen smaller than a normal kitchen, bigger than a kitchenette like I have. Um, Charles is saying I'm at 10% loan to value for the global. Uh,
yeah, that's pretty boring in a good way. Well, Charles, you were also saying that I think that Dion schooled you for buying stuff in cash, and everybody's got their own philosophy. And I put a post out previously on Facebook, which you guys probably don't see, but somebody, a financial advisor type of person, was analyzing a situation for one of their clients, and they had a set of cash that they had to deploy. And do you invest that money into the markets and get a return, or do you put that towards your mortgage and not pay a mortgage? And looking at Monte Carlo models and simulating it out and all that stuff, and the models showed that there's going to be a greater wealth creation by investing the funds as opposed to paying down the mortgage or paying off the mortgage in that example. But this person was like in their late 50s, and it just gave them peace of mind to not have to have a mortgage. And that's kind of when I talk about the numbers are the numbers, but you have to make sense of what the numbers mean. That if somebody's got peace of mind, like it's an intangible thing. You can't change that way that somebody feels about this type of stuff. And so having that peace of mind and stresslessness, I think is powerful and also valuable. So I think every situation is different.
Dylan, were you able to hear the question about the galley kitchen?
I did not. So I had to reset my phone for some reason. Whenever that person called, it just like blew my phone up. So I had to restart it and get back in here. Sorry about that, guys.
Troy is saying with galley kitchen depends if you plan to sell. If not, don't waste the money for a rental. Yep, that's another good point, right? But I think she mentioned, right? What did she say? Is it a flip or a rental? Hold on.
Hey, Jovi, can you hear me okay? Is the sound any better or is it
So,
still light, Jovi?
so yeah, sounds like Emily says it may sell or keep as a rental after I renovate it. So I guess that's another thing you gotta kind of determine, right? What's the exit plan for it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Uh, where are we? Sorry, I missed a few. Yeah, did you see Charles saying I'm at 10% loan to value for the global, Dylan? So kind of talking about Troy brought up the question of kind of cash out refis or loan to value, right? So
Yeah, I'm in a under leveraged position right now. So we're looking to add more sometime soon. I feel like there's a balance that I have to look at though between the DSCR and the uh, like what we're willing to pull out. So like generally I've found that having my properties at 30% equity in the deal, so 70% LTV, is has been the best for us in terms of cash flow and just minimal issues. There's been sometimes though where I look at completely maxing that out, so pulling all of the money out if we're at like a 2.0 DSCR on the back end of that, or even like 1.7. I'm fine with that because we're making enough money to be able to service the debt and have extra. Um, but I mean, 10% is a low loan to value.
yeah, definitely. So he has enough to pull out money to buy a helicopter, probably. So I would maybe look into that for Charles's next move. Yeah, so Troy is saying Emily. Oh, first Emily said, I'm not sure. I like to keep the option open to sell or rent. And then Troy is saying Emily needs to evaluate what's best return on investment or cash on cash. Yep. So yeah, I mean it's.
I have a question for Dylan.
Mhm.
What's up?
Um, from a tax planning perspective, and again, I don't want to get into your personal stuff, but like accelerated depreciation, bonus depreciation, is that something that you deploy for your portfolio or no?
I haven't had to yet. What I've looked at though is if we ever take like a bigger gain on a property, I could just cost seg the apartment building that we have to try to offset as much of that as possible. But the way my accountant's at least wanting to use those is she just said it's nice to have, but a lot of people will just waste it because they'll do the cost segregation study and not have the income to offset it. So it's really like a waste of spending the money on that because
Mm-hmm.
at least what she was telling me is some of those can run like $10,000-$20,000 if you want to run a cost seg. So you better have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
income that you're offsetting because if not, that's just a waste of you're just paying it in cost seg instead of taxes.
Yep.
Let's see. Sorry, I got a maintenance request from my tenant. I was reading it while you guys are
The
talking.
reason the reason I asked the question is because I have a couple of doctors that we've been doing some acquisitions on some multifamilies in the north
Mm-hmm.
in the DC market, and for them it's like, okay, I'm okay taking a little bit of a risk pulling cash out here or there on a couple properties to then
Mm-hmm.
go buy a bigger building because yeah, the cash flow is going to be good, it's going to be a good investment, but also they're going to have a massive deduction on taxes to offset income, and so that's obviously out of my pay grade, but I've just seen some of that stuff happen as well.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. If you have the income to back it up, I mean, you can do whatever. I'm just against people aggressively growing things quickly when they have a very small, like, base active income because you put
Yeah.
yourself into a really big problem if you have to start paying all of these mortgages.
Hmm.
Jovi's asking, Dylan, moved to Chicago yet? How did you like the 12 inches of snow this weekend?
Did not. I have friends that live there. I am in Indiana, and I think we got maybe 5. Still a lot.
Charles is saying, so I guess it's in the bank until she learned, or until Carrie learns to fly what we already own. It's staying in the bank. I feel like a warden. So yeah, so she is getting ahead of herself, I believe. So Carrie needs to get her whatever. I don't know if it's called a license or certification or whatnot. But let's see. Troy Roberts says one thing is not considered about cash out refi is if you have enough reserves, property is optimized to pull 80 to 90% LTV or even leave 75. Wait, one thing is not considered. Yeah, I think so definitely it's if you're, some people look at it as if your overall portfolio can sustain it, right?
Hmm.
But then like I said, Zuber, his was one property created an alligator, right? When he did a cash out refi. So he was looking at it more from each individual property, and he feels it's safer to not pull out too much to where the margin is so slim that it can become an alligator, right? So if you take out too much cash and you do a cash out refi, and then property taxes, insurance all go up, and now you had such a small margin on it, then now it could be, you could create yourself an alligator there, right? So that's just
Have you,
something to consider.
Dylan? Have you seen anybody be able to pull out more than 80% cash out?
I haven't even tried to. Usually, I see it caps at 75% on the cash
Yeah,
out refis. At least in the stuff I'm working in, this is the small multifamily and larger multifamily.
yeah. Okay. I mean, that's kind of that's what I see personally on my end. So
Yeah,
I was just curious.
yeah. If you can do a 90%, I don't even know if I would do it because I'd probably be working for
Mm-hmm.
free.
That,
Oh,
that's
It
the
just
one thing too,
depends.
right? So like people, we're talking about boring and rentals, and people sometimes are amazed at the amount of cash flow that Dion does have with so few properties, right? But that's also because he's never touched the equity or done cash outs, right? So he's kind of just sat on these properties and never touched. So the payments stayed the same this entire time, basically, and just the rental income has gone up. So people look at it like, man, it doesn't make sense. Like you only have this many properties and this is how much cash flow you have, where I have, 20, 30 units and I'm not close to the amount of cash flow you have, right? But people are growing it in their portfolios in different ways. So there is something to say about being boring and not touching the equity and just kind of letting the portfolio do what it's supposed to do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, me and Cody actually had a conversation about my portfolio because I was talking about like growth, and we went through essentially a plan to where I could, with my existing portfolio of the one apartment building and this one small multifamily that I have, be financially free. And it involved working really hard actively to pay off the small multifamily and then buy out my partner on the larger multifamily. And then I'm at like 100K a year with 2 buildings. It's just chilling. Now it takes a lot of money to get there, and it might take a refinance to pay him off, but I don't think it's something he'd be against as well. So
Ray says all that snow in Michigan had to call a snow removal company for the season to keep Airbnb
oh,
operating smoothly.
what
Dang.
part of Michigan? Like,
Is
you?
his Grand Rapids? Yeah.
Grand
Okay,
Rapids.
okay, cool.
Troy is saying basically talking about using untapped equity for smart investor to educate new investors. Yeah, no, but I think that's why the whole question of is your portfolio boring or is rentals boring comes into play, right? And that's why, like I was saying, Dion's cash flow is so great compared to the amount of units he has, is because he's never touched the equity in his properties, right? So that's what you have to determine as what you're trying to do or what the goals are, right? Um,
Hey,
I would.
no, no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say. So when he said smart, when Troy said smart investor, it just made me think that I a lot of the investors that I've talked to that are in the commercial space as well, I feel like there's some sophistication that comes with it, or some sophistication they think comes with it, when it's all really very similar to managing just regular rentals. And what I mean by that is, I think some people think they're smarter than they are when it comes to managing the portfolios and such. And you can put yourself in a situation where, well, you can put yourself in a bad situation by thinking that you're smarter than the market, that you can pull all this cash out and go do all of these different things. But I mean, we see right now where there's like large funds that are doing deeds in lieu to get rid of properties because they can't afford them. So smart investor, I would just say it's very subjective, because I feel like at that higher level, a lot of them thought they were pretty sophisticated too, building the syndication
And
funds.
as we mentioned that, I see Dion tuning in. So thanks for tuning in, Dion. And if you haven't picked up his book yet, I believe it came out, the audio version, on Kindle. So you can get the audio version of his book there.
I got a question for Dylan. Because in my world, I'm talking to people of all ages, just like you are.
Mhm.
That 20-something, 30-something-year-old crowd, are you seeing some of those people want to house hack and maybe buy a multifamily, live in one unit? What are you seeing from the younger crowd in terms of the real estate investing mindset?
I would say that I've been, and this is biased because I am Gen Z, but I have been more impressed with some of the people that are my age or younger. I would even say a lot of the guys that are younger than me, because it seems like a lot of them have got like that spirit back to want to work really hard, suffer, get things done, do what you have to do. Whereas a lot of the people that I went, not necessarily that I went to school with, but that are in my age group or a little bit older than me, I feel like they all have some sort of entitlement. Not all, but there's a lot of people with an entitlement to, like, I went to school or I did XYZ, so I deserve this nice thing or these nice things. Whereas that you think you deserve that, you have to work hard to do what is best for you. So I would say the younger people, honestly. And then I've met a few guys my age, but not too many. Like the people about Cody's age to about 21, I've been really impressed with thus far.
That's good to hear, man.
There is, yeah. So Ray is saying, learning that first season with Airbnb running. Yep, there's always learning involved, right? And especially when you're not, you're doing it out of state, right? There's definitely different seasons to it, right? So, like he's saying, he didn't expect maybe the snow removal. If you are still here, Ray, maybe what does something like that cost in your area, and how do you factor that into your expenses now? But Josh does say, luckily, we only got a couple of inches in Spokane so far. I also saw, I know, I mean, not Josh, but Ray just went to a meetup. It looks like in maybe in the Tacoma Fi area, or that group. Curtis keeps putting stuff together, so that's awesome. He keeps getting out there networking. But they brought someone in to speak, I believe, does lease options. Is that something either of you have dug into, or do you have any lease options in your portfolio?
No, I don't particularly, because I look at that the same as I look at rent to own, which I think are heavily weighted towards the owner and not the tenant. And not that, like, I know you own the property, but it's the same as somebody walking into a buy here, pay here lot. Like, I don't think a lot of the tenants know entirely what they're getting themselves into in that situation. I know it sounds cool from the investor that you can go get these options and then go buy more properties, but I would say you find less ethical things being done in that situation. Not to poo-poo on that strategy. I'm just saying, I've seen more often than not, it's like 10% interest rate, 90% LTV on some people that probably don't even speak English that well. That they're getting into those properties, and yeah, no, it's just not something I'm comfortable with. I know you can do it right, but
Flavio took that as insulting, what you just said.
hey, Flavio's English is fantastic.
How about have you ever met a wealthy investor who said, "I made money chasing excitement"?
No.
Joe, what
Most.
about you? Yeah, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say most of the guys I know that are older that are relatively wealthy. They they're just like it. I just did what I did: bought companies, bought stocks, bought real estate, and waited 20 years.
I mean, Joel, for you, I mean, I'm sure, you can't, I mean, not going to give out too much information, but I know you see probably a lot of people's portfolios, from the
Mhm.
lending side. Like, what would you say? I mean, do you see the boring investors are the ones, being successful, or do you see a lot of uh, fly by night type of people? What do they look like?
Well, I definitely see a lot of boring ones. People just methodically going about it. I mean, I have a client that I met not that long ago. It was literally a cold call. I cold called somebody, connected, talked about markets, and dude's got 100 units in his state and very, 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 very low LTV across the board. And he's like, serendipitous that you're calling me on this, Dad, because I'm thinking about pulling cash out. And this person's been doing it for 15 years and very, very, very boring. Runs another business, and so the people that run businesses and they get tax advice from their CPA, hey, you need to go buy real estate to offset some income and tax planning. That's especially boring because they don't even care about the real estate. They just want it to be okay. They're gonna third party manage it, whatever. But then you got kind of the us of the world. I'm a normal person, W-2 job and commission, and I got into real estate and just trying to figure it out, 10 years ago. And, coming out of 2021, with more information being posted out there about real estate investing and wins. And I do see a lot of people just trying to get into the game, buying their first property, their second property, and just trying to, squeeze by. But at the same time, that's risky because if you don't have the income coming in to give you that buffer, I mean, there's just a lot of a risk in that regard. So I do see both of that for sure.
Ray says it was $800 for the season. They will come as many times as needed. Actually, pretty reasonable for the snow removal.
That is
Uh,
actually really reasonable. I think I paid $200 one time for somebody to clear my parking lot. Never doing that again because that was an emergency. But I,
Yeah.
I usually pay like $60 to $70 a time for somebody to come through there with their plow and clear it.
Charles says, Dylan, that's my Shades cash system. I think maybe he's talking about
Not
the
sure I
lease, the lease
entirely understand.
options. Yeah.
Oh,
Flavio said he's out. Dylan, I think that's.
oh my gosh. All right, all right.
I see Optimus Prime 840 here. Thanks for tuning in. He says thanks all nighter hider. Let's see. Do you think do you think people quit rentals because the lack of drama exposes their lack of discipline?
I do think there's people that quit because it's not exciting enough, or the, and even when it is a little exciting, haven't built up um, the ability in other places in their life to just handle problems effectively. Because
No.
all rental problems are is really phone calls. If you can answer a difficult phone call and then make a phone call and spend some money, you can solve your problems. But I don't know. Some people just they can't handle it. Like the biggest thing that I hear is uh, tenants and stuff like that are like their main problem. And it's like, well, if you can deal with people, I mean, you're just providing a service for people. Just make it a good service. Don't be a slumlord, and you'll be fine. And don't pick bad people.
Charles says shady, so shady cash system. So,
Oh yes,
and Flavio says all good, Dylan. So, he, he just offended two people today, but that's all right. No, it's all good.
I'm just honest.
Uh, let's see. Josh is saying, I think they quit because they're not patient enough. Yeah, I definitely can see
Yeah,
that, right? And I think that's why Dion always puts that chart out, right? So like Curtis was wondering, Dion hit here in 10 years or something, and Curtis is looking at his like, hey, I'm 3 to 4 years in. I should be like 30 to 40% to where you are, right? As far as cash flow, and he's not even close, right? And that's why Dion always shows that chart of the hockey stick, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
you're kind of progressing at this certain point, and then at some point it just kicks up, right? And everything starts kind of snowballing, right? Everything comes into play. Um, Big Val's here. He says, so basically, Dylan says, throw enough money at it, in it, and it goes away.
Basically, I mean, like most problems aren't that difficult. Like I had three ACs, or not three ACs, but three of my boiler, like three of the thermostats in my apartment building since I had new ACs installed this summer. The heat wasn't working. First thing I did was give each of the tenants a space heater that should heat the entire apartment. Then I called an AC company, or a heating and air company, and they came out and fixed the problem. I didn't really need to coordinate anything besides just meeting them there and opening the doors, and then they fixed it, and they said they'd send me an invoice. It should be a few $100s. Plumbing issues, I call my plumber. You know, problems are just phone calls, really, in real estate at least.
Any thoughts on that, Joel?
100%. Yeah, it just takes a little bit. You gotta find the time to put towards it, and yeah, put a
I
plan together,
think,
make the calls, and just make it happen.
yeah. So I think that's where the struggle and even maybe possibly the boring part comes in, especially in the beginning. Everything is so tight, right? I mean, yeah, maybe it depends how much reserves you have, but in the beginning, like we always talk about when you have less properties, possibly, right? It's kind of everything's feels like it's coming directly out of your pocket, and it is, right? So you are trying to maybe cut expenses a little bit, or find the cheapest solution, and after a while, like when the portfolio kind of sustains itself, it does get a lot easier because, like you're saying, you just not that you're just going to throw money at it, but sometimes you're just kind of looking for the quickest and easiest way to solve the problem, and not make it become a headache, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Optimus Prime is asking, when it comes to evictions, do you always have to go through attorneys, or can you do it yourself or your property management?
It's going to depend on the state. Uh, in Indiana, my partner does all of the evictions. He's done them successfully before, so I just leave it to him. I have not ever had to do an eviction on the 15 units that we have, and then he has 17 on his own. The only time he ever had to do an eviction was when the person he rented it to sub-rented it to somebody else, and he had to evict them because they had moved out and not told him about it. They were just charging the person a little bit more and then paying the rent themselves. And one day they didn't pay, so he had to figure that out then and evict them. But no, it's easy here.
Anything you want to add to that, Joel?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had that stuff handled by a property manager, and they take care of it. So I've never really had to deal with it myself personally.
I think Friday, on the live stream, there's going to be a new guest. Her YouTube channel is Hold It with PM Jen. She's in Pennsylvania, so that might be another great question to bring up on Friday about evictions. But Ray is saying, Dylan, I will race you to 100K on my 2 single family Airbnbs.
The thing is, I already know that Ray's Airbnbs next year are going to do over 100K. So it's not very fair because I've
Um,
got to pay off two buildings.
Maro and RE says lease option equals desperate mode or gambling issues, gambling with rentals. Hmm.
So the strategy that I've heard from the lease option community is generally they're trying to get some sort of 5-10% down payment on the property, and then the people begin paying rent. Um, what I can equate that to is essentially the money that you put down in the property once you fix it up, and then you lease option it to somebody else. You should get a lot of that money back out. Then you can go get another property and do the same thing over and over again. It's a way for them to recycle the money really quickly and keep stacking properties. And then generally the expectation is that people just aren't ever going to execute the contract. But yet again, I don't like the strategy myself.
All right, we have our special guest on today. I wasn't sure if she was going to make it. Oh, can you hear us? I can't hear you. Oh, she's okay. Well, just I'll put her Instagram page in the chat. You guys can go subscribe and follow her there. She is a mortgage lender also, and I don't even know how many states or where, but she is in Idaho. But her name is Monica. So Monica, can you hear me, or should I say
I
something?
can hear
Okay.
you.
Do you want to introduce yourself real quickly?
Oh, you can
And
hear me now?
yes.
Okay. No, I think you did a great job.
Well, okay. Well, quick. Where can you help people? Like, are you licensed in all states or?
No, just Idaho right now, and I'm working on Texas. Hold on, there's like a screen that's like covering up half of you guys. So I'm trying to get it off.
Okay. Well, so you can chime in when you want. But what were lease options, right? You want to finish
Mhm.
up on that, Dylan or Joel? Or I think it's
Joel,
a
it'd be
touchy.
you.
I think it's a touchy subject for
I
Charles.
don't deal with that, so I don't have anything to say, to be honest.
Yeah, so Charles Hyder is saying lease options are a niche tool and should be used with trusted people only, in my opinion. And Charles is saying, yeah, triple net in homes. We can touch on that a little bit after if you want. But
Essentially,
Monica, thanks for joining us. We've been trying to get you on for how long?
I don't know, not very long.
What do you mean?
Not that
But
long.
I'm trying to find where did I put your Instagram?
Go back and look through your diary. See how
Hold
long you've been trying
on.
to
I'm
get me
trying to
on.
put, where the heck did I put it? Crap. Where did I save it? Shit, I gotta look for. Or if you have it, you can put it in the private chat, and then I'll throw it on the page. I can't seem to find it anymore.
Put what?
Your Instagram page, so people can go follow and subscribe to you. You have great content out there. Joe has mentioned before that you are kicking his ass though in lending this year, I believe, right? So
Yeah, she's a
Joe
top
is trying
producer.
I'm
exactly.
not.
Top
Oh,
producer.
hey, Stan's here. Morning, Stan. But tell
Well,
us a little about yourself, Monica. I know I
Oh,
introduced you a little
thank
bit,
you
but
so much. I love that. I have nothing to say. I'd say that I'm a baby LO. That's it. I'm trying to be
then
very
how? Okay,
serious.
well, how are you beating Joel then? Like, what is your strategy
Am
or
I
what?
beating Joel? I don't know.
you are. We talked about it. You're definitely beating me.
I don't
Where?
keep track of numbers like that.
I swear I
You're
put
you're
your
so modest.
page
That's
here.
okay.
I'm
Uh,
so modest. I
Mm-hmm.
am so
uh,
modest.
dang it! I swear I saved your stuff. I'm trying to find it. Sorry.
You
Well,
shouldn't
if
feel apologetic.
your guys' branch is licensed in a couple other places, so if you had a client that was doing a deal in California, you would do it. Just you'd have your team help you out, and I think
Yeah.
you're in a couple other states, right? I forget.
I should know,
Colorado,
right?
Ohio.
This is actually how I get all my deals. People really like the dumb loan officer shtick that I have. Apparently, I should know where all the states where we're able to do deals, but I don't know. In fact, we sent one over to Joel because we couldn't do one in
Nevada.
Nevada.
Tomato,
But yes,
tomato. I don't
California,
know.
Texas, Arizona, Montana, Idaho, and then after that, I don't know. But that's I think where we do most of our stuff.
Oh, see, so Jason remembers you from
Who's
from chiming in on the chat the other week.
Jason? Oh, my day
He
drinking
said
Oh
buddy.
yeah,
you are
yeah.
Black Wednesday, Monica, from last
What?
week's Thanksgiving drinking.
That's right.
I'm
That's
always day
right.
drinking.
Drink it up.
what do they call
Uh,
it? Blackout Wednesday?
See, I never heard of that.
I hadn't either. I just was doing what I always do, apparently.
Jeez.
Um, let's see. Joe V says Monica is more attractive than Dylan. Also,
Thank you.
Dylan's got some nice hair going though. I gotta
well,
give him that.
Yeah, I got that.
so Monica, you said you're a baby though, and I mean you're new. How? But someone is asking. So Joe, how many years of experience do you have in lending?
I started in 2006, and I started at a big bank called Citibank. And I was working with financial advisors, and my territory was Michigan and Ohio. So I had financial advisors in Traverse City, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, all over Detroit, Bloomington Hills, Rochester. I mean, so I know Michigan decently well. It's been years, but yeah. So it's been a while. So I saw the great crash, the crash of '09. We were busy in that time frame because we were a bank and we had clients coming in the street, the brokers on the street. They're the ones that were struggling, not being able to place deals. But we were busy back in those days.
Josh is saying Idaho is great. I'm about 40 minutes from Coeur d'Alene.
Idaho is great. I love Idaho.
How long have you been in Idaho?
About a little over 5 years now. But I graduated from college in Idaho, and then I always wanted to come back. So as soon as I could, I did.
So how is the real estate market there currently?
The what? Oh,
Real estate market.
it's great. I think I'm staying very busy. I think it's good. I hear differently from
you have
other
a
loan
lot of
officers.
you have a lot of investors coming your way too, right? Like people buying houses and townhouses and DSCR loans and all that stuff.
Let's not say the word DSCR, please.
Oh, well, what's up with that?
I just had a DSCR fall through, but it was not my fault. How's that?
Okay, well, how did was it something that someone could help them out and further if they were looking for
Yeah, Joel
like
could probably
prevented?
help them out. Joel, you like to go to Vegas too, right?
What? Oh, never
You
mind.
you have to explain that
Yeah, I think I know where this is
because
going.
No, you don't.
Oh,
The
I
borrower
mean,
wanted me to go to Vegas with him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I had an idea where this was headed.
So,
well,
anyways.
I mean, if it's okay, I'll just share something because we talked about this one. I mean, like, and it pertains to the financing piece of it. Is that when we go do an appraisal on a property, we're going to get a rent schedule, and you're hoping and projecting that's going to come into your analysis. And Monica's one, the rent schedule came in way lower than what the market probably was bearing in real life. So
we could
the
still
buyer
do
felt-
it though. It just meant more money down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
so
guys?
there is a question though from Joe V. Will you be in Vegas for the ORAD event, Monica?
I won't. Who is that?
Just what do you mean, Joe? Just a person in the chat. He's in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
not my day drinking buddy.
No, that's Jason. That's Jason.
Oh, Jason. All the
Yeah.
J names.
Yes, Joel, Jason, Joe V,
Josh.
Jaw. Yeah, there is a lot of yeah. But
Jalabio.
Hyder is saying, I'm very jealous of Dylan's hair. I just found a picture of me with hair from 20 plus years ago. I'm jealous of old me too.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay. Optimus Prime is asking, as a new loan officer, how do you get a broker to hire you under them if you're only going to be doing loans part-time? I recently passed my NMLS and plan on doing loans in Washington and California. So, Monica, do you have any advice for this individual?
Run. I don't know. I mean, I just reached out to somebody that I knew. They got me in contact with somebody who interviewed me and hired me right away. But I don't know that maybe it is feasible to do it part-time. I think I had that very crazy and delusional notion. I don't think that part-time exists, especially not in the broker model. I actually, I think it does in the bank, like credit union. Then I think you have people that are like, they check out at 5 and banker's hours, if you will, but it doesn't exist in my world. Joel knows this, but like my Mondays are 12 to 14-hour days. I get calls at 10. I'm sure Joel does too. I get calls at all sorts of hours. It's crazy. And it starts at like 6 a.m. and part-time, I don't even know how you would do it. Or you wouldn't stay busy. I mean, I am pretty busy, but I think part of the reason I'm busy is because I'm available and I return calls and I'm responsive. So, I mean, I have realtors that will say that to me, like, hey, thanks for answering. Thanks for calling back. Thanks for being there. So I think if I was part-time, I don't think I'd be busy.
Yeah, I will not send any of my clients to loan officers that aren't like how you are. So I always tell them never use any of the online lenders. I'm not working with Rocket or anybody like that. I have a list of people that are really good and I'll send you to them. And I know they actually answer their phones.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the number of people that I actually get so much business from buyers who started off with somebody else, like another loan officer, and then eventually either they're a realtor or they'll accidentally find me. And they just say, I was with somebody else, I have a pre-approval, but they weren't answering their phone or they weren't answering questions. I have gotten a good amount of business from that. So part-time, no, run if you think it's going to be that. Or work at a bank. It's just, yeah.
All
Or
right.
if it's 5, and you want to answer a text, and the deal is, we've got something we're working on. Oh
Yeah,
no,
no,
not next time.
no, exactly. Yeah, yeah, pretty
So
much.
here is a big question to see if who sticks around after this, but you can answer it if you want or don't want, Monica. But Hyder is saying, is that a ring on Monica's important finger on her left hand? Thought I saw something.
Nope, single.
There. So here is her Instagram page. I
Oh,
did
you
I
found
did
it.
say I did save it. See, I wasn't sure you were going to join us today, but there is her Instagram page.
Not like I've ever stood you up.
You were supposed to come on the other week, I believe, right?
No, no, never.
Um, but yeah, go follow her there. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to her. I mean, apparently she is the most successful loan officer on this panel right now. Apparently, the Joel is checking
By
on her
by a
numbers.
by a lot actually,
How does Joel know this? Is the question.
because we
Uh,
talked about it. And there's
Oh,
tools to research.
I was gonna say, can't you guys look it up? Because we'll have like other agents like look up our transaction volume.
I don't look it up. I don't look it
Yeah.
up. Actually, Joel, that's something that realtors have asked me point blank when I meet them, and I just say I don't even have that capability. I just cold called you because I think you seem cool, and then I get deals, and they're like, "That's so cool. Thank you for not looking me up." So I have no idea. I go into these things blind.
See, you're Instagram famous. So stay winning USD. He has a great YouTube channel also. He's on Instagram. He says, "Oh, that's you. I will follow you. I've seen you on some reels and everything." So, like I said, yeah, Monica's putting out reels and content every day. So that could be helping her business, right? So
It
what do you
is. I've
think
gotten
of?
deals from it.
So what do you think about the social media side? Was that always part of your plan, or how did you go down that route?
No, I hate it. Hate it. I started that account like a little over a year ago because if you have to do it, you have to do it. But I joke that I cry a little bit every time before I have to make a reel. I don't really cry, but I don't like it. If I could not do it, I would delete that account tomorrow. I do have fun with some of it, but as a whole, I'm not much of a social media lover person. But it gets me deals. Actually, I think my first deal came from social media, and then he referred his parents to me. So I think I've gotten maybe now 6 or 7 deals from people that I'd never met, and realtors that are willing to meet with me because of it. Like they think I'm silly or funny or relatable or I don't know, something.
You kind of just touched on it. Silly, funny. Does anybody ever push back on you? Because I had Tampa Bree on a couple months ago, and I don't know if you know who she is. She's a realtor. She does
Mm-mm.
these skits, and she just kind of it's like a comedy skit on the homes that she's showing, and
Yeah.
people are pushing back on her that that's not professional and things like that. Has anyone ever done that to you for your social media content?
Nope. Nope. Not really. But I'm also okay with not being everyone's cup of tea. So I think I make that pretty obvious. And so the people that like me, and the people that don't, I'm really not bothered by it.
So, what advice would you give someone maybe thinking about starting the social media side?
I mean, it's hard because I definitely don't fancy myself any sort of like expert. I think that the reason I was just saying this to somebody last night actually, um, and I just said I think that the reason that I maybe am busier than most brand new loan officers or getting deals, I think I'm just relatable. Like I'm just not in relatable necessarily in always the best ways, but it's like, oh yeah, I lived through that. Or like right now I have a buyer who signed her divorce papers yesterday and was near tears when I called her and I could hear it. And so I was like, hey, I've been there. Don't worry about it and hang in there. And, we're going to make this happen. And so I think that just being authentic, I think goes a very, very long way. Your buyers will feel like they really do know you. And I think your realtors will feel that way because I think fake is pretty easy to sniff out. So, you can pretend to be nice, you can pretend to be all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, it's people will really know who you are. Then they want to come back to you and they want to, refer people back to you. What?
No, no, I'm just reading the comments.
Oh,
So Jason, he's the what Black Wednesday drink. He said, "What kind of agency do you have going on over there?"
what?
Yeah.
What kind of agency? What does that mean?
Joel looks like he has a response to that.
Yeah, what's
Well,
your response?
one of the things I was going to say too is that consistency matters too. Like I put out posts and reels that are just trash, but I do it just to be able to keep consistent. And I know Monica will put out videos. She doesn't always show her face or speak to the camera. It could just be a video of something random, and you put text over it, or maybe it's a movie clip and you put text over it. It doesn't have to be anything intricate. It could be putting up something that takes 10 minutes to create, but just to be consistent is important too.
Why
I prefer to be inconsistent.
why do you think it sounds like you're saying like it's kind of a challenge for you to put out content? But you're also saying
Me?
no, Monica, but you're also saying that
No.
you're not everyone's cup of tea, and you don't really care in a sense. So what is the struggle with making content?
I hate being in front of a camera. As I'm in front of a camera.
See, and it's not
And it took like 5 months.
I don't
Of-
like attention. I don't think that you would see or think off of my like social media, or people that know me think that maybe I would. I am an introvert with social skills. How's that? So I just don't like a lot of attention. What you're not going to see on my page is like me in some skimpy outfit or something where I'm really actually wanting that kind of attention. So I just do what I need to do, but I don't love attention focused on me. How's that?
Everyone just left after you said that.
I lost like 100 followers.
Yeah.
In like however many posts I've had, no swimsuit pictures, nothing salacious.
Maybe
Well,
I need to
Dylan, I
do
have a
that for my
question.
listings.
What's that?
Said maybe I need to do that for my listings.
You might need to, or do like the walk away shots. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such
Yeah,
a good deal.
I gotta wear some Gymshark shorts or something to do that.
Well, Dylan, they're saying
Show off some legs.
Dylan's hair is always on point, and that's why I always give you shit
Man,
about.
Thank
his
you.
hair. I love it.
Thank you.
See? So Hugo Stay Winning says, AI now, 11 labs, for example, record your face and voice once and create unlimited
So
content.
crazy.
Do you use, okay, on that point, do you use any tools then for your content that you put out? Or can recommend for people? Yes.
No, I feel like I use my phone. That's it. No, I don't think I use anything fancy. I'm too cheap to pay for anything.
Where do you come up with your ideas then? Do you like
doom scrolling?
Huh? No.
Well, like I'll see where I see something, and then I'm like, oh, I could turn this into something that's more my industry related or something stupid. I don't know.
Josh is telling you, Dylan, spare us the gym shorts.
I can do like the full 80s outfit too with the headband and everything like that.
I think you should do it actually.
Yeah.
So, okay, since Monica's this is her first time here, does Dylan look like Jesse Eisenberg from the Facebook movie?
Oh, no.
I don't think
No.
so. Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
No. Not at all.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I'm not flirting with you, but I think you're far better looking than him. I don't think that guy's
Thank you.
Why?
You're
Is
outed,
this like
Mark.
a thing that everybody thinks he does?
Mark does.
Well, someone actually commented that in one of the chats. They said, "Is that Jesse Eisenberg?" And then I just been rolling with it for a while. There's a second person saying no shorts, Dylan. Jovi.
Dylan, at this point, I say do it just because they don't want you to.
Ah.
Hey, Dylan. Speaking of shorts, I put out a golf video of me just hitting a golf ball. I was out of town, and I was telling Monica that somebody random that I've never spoken to, like commented on that video or liked the video, and then sent me a DM about, hey, can you ask me a question about DSER or blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. I mean, it wasn't even a industry. It was just a random video that I put out there.
Right.
And it's like you being in you're 28, you said.
27. Yeah.
27. You being young and in the industry and so well knowledged in the investor world, like you're just putting content out there all the time about whatever you're doing, grabbing coffee, going to the gym, talking about. You're like, if you just put content out there more, because I'm looking at your Instagram page, most of it is Mark's clips. But if you just put content about random stuff, like the deals would just flow. They would just free flow to you. because you got
Yeah,
the
I need to do that more.
hair. got
I
the
do the YouTube a
legs.
lot.
See, Joel has blue steel. That's his niche.
I know. What the heck is up with this? I must have missed the inception of Blue Steel. So,
You missed it. You missed it. It's been a long blossoming.
because I'm over
Yeah.
here telling him to smile.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hyder
tell me
says, yeah, Dylan has created his own style, a kind of corporate greaser look.
I think this was really popular in like 70s, 80s.
Joe!
Let's see what else was here. Hey, Max tuned in. Holy shit, Max! It's been a while, but as usual,
Max
you're
Linder?
late. Yeah, he's usually late anyways. Flavio is asking, Monica, do you like traveling? I see a lot of stickers on your mug.
Good eye. I love to travel. You did see a lot of stickers, but you only saw one with a city, Chicago. The other ones are my snarky attitude stickers. Like,
I forget, what was Chicago?
Backwards.
Are you from Chicago? I forget.
no, I lived there for 5 years,
Oh, okay.
and then I was just there last year for just a trip. I love Chicago, though. I would live there.
Because of the Bears, yeah.
No way. No way. It's too cold.
Cubs.
Too cold.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but
Too cold? I love it. I love it.
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, you guys got to go check out Joel's golf swing though. I have no idea why you're swinging left-handed.
I told him to wear shorts and redo that.
You said shorter shorts.
He did. Oh yeah,
Heck
he did
yeah.
wear shorts.
See, I'm always advocating shorter shorts.
I definitely wasn't.
Just not
I mean,
for me.
I definitely looked like a homeless person because I wasn't expecting to golf that day, and I was brought into
Wait, but
play.
like I said, why were you swinging left-handed?
Because I'm left-handed. I throw right-handed, but then I swing left-handed.
So you're.
But you shoot right-handed, right? Basketball.
I do. Yeah, I shoot my mid-range.
So you just don't know what you just shoot.
He can't make up his mind.
But you just,
I'm just a, well-versed individual. No big deal.
makes a lot of sense now, though. Stan says, I heard someone say, yes, Stan loves to travel. He actually has a blog. He's in, where's he, New Orleans? Yeah, so he's always doing
Which one
foodie
is
stuff.
Stan?
Stan from New Orleans. He does Stan Ginsberg.
Oh, that's Stan. Okay.
Yeah. Who I didn't even know was married and had a kid because he's always traveling. I didn't realize it.
I know.
Until
he's never
no,
home.
well, I didn't realize it until like how many times he's been on my channel. Then it came up like, oh, you have a kid and wife. Okay. Yes. So you were backwards, Joel, because you didn't turn the mirroring off, and I don't want to. I can do that now because I can do it from my side.
You can do it.
So,
Oh.
And I don't know, Hugo, if you haven't heard, Restream is supposed to be implementing. You're going to be able to stream 2 different ways now. So like you can stream on YouTube one way and Instagram portrait mode. So that's supposed to be a feature coming out this month, they've said. So Curtis, who's a new agent in Washington, says deal flow. So I guess he says, sounds like I need to post more. Would that Joel, Monica? Do you guys recommend him posting more content?
100, especially about what you're looking for. I'm looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath in this city on that thing. On like, talk about your strategy. Talk about what you're looking for sure.
I mean, hasn't worked to get a husband, so.
You haven't talked about it enough.
I sure have.
You start talking about it on that channels. Your channel's gonna turn into something very different.
I mean, I warned Mark. I told him, and he sent me the link. So.
Well, Ray is saying comb your hair on Instagram. Oh, on an Instagram post, viral, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, Dylan or Monica, though, Ray?
Dylan.
Oh.
Yeah, probably not me.
No, Dylan. Yeah,
sure.
You're getting
Oh,
ready.
me?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what those girl influencers do. Like they'll put the makeup on, but then they'll do makeup and they'll talk about Lord knows what, and like it's just all about doing something while talking about something else. Yeah, do your hair.
I can do the ring
talk
light
about real
and all.
estate. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Take off the glasses.
It's the
a
get
little bit of
ready
face
with
cream.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really do that in the morning. Maybe
Just
before I go to bed,
pretend.
I'll put some stuff on. Yeah.
Just pretend.
Okay. And try it out.
Yes.
You can Venmo me $5 for our advice. It's okay.
Yeah,
I got to do a
CJ.
satire one though. Like, get ready with me as a real estate agent for my morning, and then just like, making whiskey and coffee or something like that to get the day rolling.
Yeah, I like that.
Jason is laughing because he said the client wants to take you to Vegas. Jovi is also recommending Curtis not to do any videos in shorts. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I do got to bounce. I have a meeting that's supposed to start right now in this place that I'm outside of.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us, Dylan.
I'll see you guys.
See you, man.
Yep. All right, man.
I,
Thank you.
So why will you not be in Vegas for the one rent at a time event, Monica? It took me 3 years to get Joel to come.
I told you why. Do you remember? Does anybody remember why? I'll be in Big Sky.
I do know why. I'm just bringing it up for discussion.
I'll be in Big Sky on a ski trip.
All right. So now everyone knows why you're not coming.
Also, isn't that over Valentine's Day?
That's why. Yeah.
Why are they having a work thing over Valentine's Day as if people don't want to have love? Is this what happens
Our community
in the real
is
estate
about
industry?
love. Our community is about love.
No, our community is about not love, apparently.
No, because Zuber does it the same weekend. He's a very structured individual, and it's the same weekend. It's always President's Day weekend. That way, because Monday's a holiday too, so people don't have to worry about getting home on Monday or for Monday's work. So that's kind of why he plans it on that weekend.
Well, I will be on a ski trip.
Dylan is gone.
Taking phone calls.
No, I'm going to take the day off, a couple days off.
Someone said Dylan looks like a young Superman at the office.
I could see that more.
Okay. See, even Jovi says ORAT is love. Max says love for real estate.
Well, maybe you can go, not you, but maybe people can go and find love there. But I don't know. It seems kind of interesting.
Lauren's going to be there.
Who's finding love with Lauren? Not me.
I don't know, but I'm just saying the people of the ORAT community, maybe they want to meet some people. There's other people. Yeah, anyway. Do you have Max's YouTube channel?
Max who? Lindner?
He said he did a live. He did his first live in the chat.
Where? No, he said he made his first, like he's attended this live.
Okay. I misread that.
Josh Burdick says maybe it's on Valentine's so you can find love. I'm taking my love with me.
There you go. That's a good idea. Yeah, but then you'd be in love with someone in the real estate industry.
So what's wrong with that?
Have you met us?
Well, yeah, you just offended everyone in the chat just now.
I offended myself too. We have to be very focused on our industry. And so I've actually said this, I think I said it to Joel, I don't want to date anybody in the real estate industry. It's too much.
I got divorced because of that. So, yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Not me.
So Dion, who was the keynote speaker at Bigger Pockets, who just went down on one knee on his trip recently at Thailand. I think Thailand. I forget exactly where, but he just posted. He proposed. He says a reason to take your significant other to Vegas is love.
That's a good point.
Hugo says, hold on. Hugo said, what's wrong with that? Says the all single panel. Oh. Dion, if you are still here, Optimus is asking, did you go scuba diving yet in Thailand? Here's a little pushback, Monica. Josh is saying 2 people in real estate means you make bank together. Thoughts on that?
I have thoughts on everything, but I think I'll
say
keep them
it.
quiet.
Just say it.
I make plenty of bank on my own.
Okay. Well, that's a good point. Yeah. Here, I don't know if you're willing to speak on this, Joel, or maybe when you and Charles talk. He said,
Yeah.
"What did that cost, Joel?"
Clarity.
What cost your divorce?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, clarity of who I
Oh,
want to and who I don't want to be with.
you know what? I mean, if you don't mind, so this was a question I believe brought up on one of Dion's most recent lives. Do you get a prenup? Because I think so. He had a live. This was kind of when he went down on one knee, and the question came up about prenups.
Mhm.
And so you got Monica, you were married, right? Not like so you got divorced. So would you? What are you guys' thoughts on prenups?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys know who James Sexton is? That New York divorce lawyer who's on social media talking about stuff. He talks about people. He's done hundreds of prenups, and only like 3 or 4 divorces of those people. And he talks about, well, why is that? Is that when you're joining together to have those hard conversations up front and putting it all on the table of expectations, and you just makes it easier to be able to navigate those things. And yeah, there's less incentive to get divorced because I mean a lot of divorces, in my opinion, have to happen because it's easy and you're gonna come out on top from a lady's perspective. No offense.
Dion is saying Monica is right about avoiding people who work in real estate. Investors don't work in real estate. We own it. Ooh, see, Dion is known for his Dionisms. He makes you think.
I
So what
like
if
to think
so?
first it's I mean, I would date an investor.
Oh, see, now everyone's tuning back in on the chat. Now they're like back here
Right,
again.
right.
Good job, Dion.
And yes, on the prenup, for sure. My divorce was so gross and lengthy and mm, the amount of money. Oh my gosh, it was a stupid amount of money. So I would never ever do that again.
And I'm not even sure the answer on this. Are you an investor, Monica?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Real estate. I mean, stocks, crypto, real estate.
I have all of that, yes.
Oh, so when I say crypto, is that Bitcoin strictly for you, or you're in other things
I
besides
have
Bitcoin?
I have a variety of things. Lately, I've been wanting to learn more about XRP,
Okay.
but I'm not as well versed in it as I should be. Maybe I should get one of those husbands. He can teach me.
All right, people in the chat, put your resumes in. But what is your preferred asset class then? If you had one choice or one class you could invest in?
I always go to comedy. I was going to say
No.
feet pictures.
Yeah.
I really like what I've been doing a lot lately, which is just so easy and simple and gives me a great return, is like hard money lending with, new builders down in Texas. And it's so
Oh,
solid and easy.
interesting. Oh,
Hmm.
so only Texas?
It's just where I have a good contact. And so we have, new builders, new developers that are down there, and they know to reach out, and we just give them a better deal than the banks.
See, people are saying, good point, Dion. They
A better job, a better deal than the banks, really.
oh, Hyder says, boo XRP. It's a shit coin. And then,
Well, then teach me.
and then stay winning. He says XRP to $5 soon. It will replace Swift at the banks. It is ISO compliant.
I want to learn more. So
Unless
I'm open.
unless it doesn't though, because there's always ways to pivot.
Joel V is asking, can Monica be the crypto guru on my channel?
Totally. I'm sure everybody will tune in for that dumpster fire.
Okay. So you have real estate. Is it all in Idaho or kind of
No,
spread
I
out?
have some real estate in Oregon, and then I have a rental here in Idaho, and then I do stuff in Texas.
So how's the Idaho like rental market? Is it, can you find things with traditional like 20% down that cash flow?
I just have one rental. I'm not even really into that in
Okay.
Idaho. And I don't like it. I'm going to sell the rental that I have.
Oh, really?
I hate it. Well, because I manage it myself, which I think somebody said that was my first mistake. But I don't like it. I don't like being a landlord. I don't enjoy it. And I can make more money in other places. Yeah, much more.
Flavio's a little confused. He messaged me on he said, "What is prenaps?"
I want a free nap.
So what? So I guess someone's asking. I guess what are you doing in Oregon? Just for you mentioned, yeah,
I
investment.
have a commercial property in Oregon. It's a medical building.
Medical bill. Are you in North Idaho? Josh
That's a
is
great
asking.
question. I'm in the Treasure Valley, Boise. I do deals in northern Idaho though. I've got one going in Sandpoint right now. I think that's northern Idaho.
Are you familiar? I know you haven't. I don't know if you actually connected with Lauren yet, but do you
No.
know where that boutique hotel she's working on? What area that is, or no? Have you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where it is?
We did have a response on the chain though. I mean, at first it was 0, and then there were responses on the chain. Technically.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't recall. Do you know what city she's in?
I can't
She's
remember.
in Twin Peaks or Twin Falls or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know exactly how far that is from me, but I don't think I've ever even been there.
I think it's like an hour and 45 minutes.
That's too far for me. I hate driving.
All right. Well, I'm glad you actually joined us. So now you can be a regular on and know that it's not very stressful or anything.
It's super stressful.
No,
Do
it's
you not see
not.
my face? I'm stressed.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Anything else you guys want to throw out there real quick? I don't know, Joel, you want to throw anything out?
What do you guys think about the Fed, the markets, the rates? What do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah. Well, so like Monica and Joel, like what are your clients reaching out to? Like what kind of questions are they asking you from?
I'm saved by the bell. I have a meeting starting.
All right.
I try not to think about it. Joel, you already know this. I think I said this to Mark. I try not to think about work when I don't have to. But I do have to go.
All righty. Thanks for
right.
joining us. Everyone go follow Monica on Instagram and we'll have her back on next week.
I don't even know how to get out of here.
Here, I'll get you out.
All right. See ya.
All right, Joel. Oh, she's still there in the background. Hold on. I'll remove it. There we go. All right. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to wrap it up with? People reaching out to you from school still yet?
Yeah. It's still coming through. Yeah, I mean, like the questions from before about pulling cash out to the LTV, and that has become a pretty large amount of questions that are coming up. And what's the right amount? What do you do it? Do you not do it? And I think the biggest thing is, what's your return going to be? Like, what are you going to put the money in? Are you confident in the deal? Are you confident in the returns? And I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, what are you going to be able to get the return on your money on the back end? So if you can find deals out there, I mean, like in your world, Mark, I mean, have you in the last couple of years, are you finding good deals out there? Do you feel comfortable with the deals compared to a couple of years ago? What are your thoughts on just the actual finding of deals?
Oh yeah, there's always deals out there, man.
Cool.
But it also depends on a lot of it depends on where you're at in your journey. As far as what type of properties you're willing to take on. And I think, Dion talks about it once in a while too. And I'm at the point where I'm in a position where I can take on deals that don't necessarily need to cash flow off the bat, in a sense, where it's going to take a little bit of time to maybe get a tenant out or rehab a little bit. But the vision is, whenever all that's completed, then, it'll cash flow a certain amount. So it's kind of a process, right? So, but you got to get on the board, right? You got to have pieces on the board to move around. And I think that's, we were talking about boring rentals we kind of got off topic, but from the beginning, boring rentals, that's the one thing where people don't realize that you just got to keep stacking assets. And but what guys were saying, they could be boring, but that means it's kind of doing its job, right? You're not having to be so hands-on. And at some point, then you can take on, maybe if you prefer and want to try something exciting, but you want those boring, stable ones. That's kind of the foundation of your portfolio, right? Yeah, next time we got to ask Monica, why did she choose to live in Idaho versus Texas versus Oregon or versus Chicago next time she's on? All right. Well, like I said, this was fun. Glad. Thanks for introducing Monica. I'm glad we got her on. Like Flavio said, she looks like a natural doing this. So you got to let her know that's what people were saying.
Cool. Yeah.
And I will be back Friday. Like I said, I'll be back with Emily, who's my regular on Fridays now. But we're gonna have like I said, a special guest on. It's if you can go check her out on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is Hold It with PM Jen. She brings a lot of excitement, I think, a lot of personality.
Cool.
And before we wrap things up, Janelle says, I received your message, Joel. I'll send numbers later today.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. We tried to bring a little excitement. Thanks for letting Monica feel welcome. Hopefully, she'll come back on and have some fun with us next time. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great
Very
rest of the
cool.
day.